Welcome to another episode of My Story. Today we'll be interviewing Mr. Rajkumar Jhanji, my father-in-law, who is the head of the Goa BJP, who is president of the Goa BJP
Not
chapter.
Goa BJP. I was president of Margao
President of Margao BJP.
and then vice president of South Goa district.
Okay. So, what do you think of the journey, the BJP journey in Goa? What? So, first of all, can you tell us your involvement with the organization? Were you ever a member of the RSS? Or
No, I was never the member of RSS and I was member of the BJP. I was always sympathizer of the BJP. I like their policy. And in the active politics, I came in 94. And that time I was vice president of the Margao unit. And since the president was not keeping well, so I was carrying out all his work, all the duties. Then for 2 terms, I was president for 6 years. After that, I was vice president for the South Goa district. And after that this thing, I never opted for any post, though I am still a member. But I have told them not to give me any post. If I take a post, it should be justified. No?
so, if I may ask, like Goa is such a beautiful state. I mean, there are so many resources. There's rivers. There's good weather. There's beach, of course. What do you think of multinational companies coming into Goa, setting up offices?
Multinational companies can set up their offices, but what are their products? It depends on. Because once that DuPont, they had tried to set up a project here, and people objected very much for their nylon 66 project. And they had taken that project to Tamil Nadu. And they were doing well there. And because of the pollution and all, people never allowed them to carry out anything.
So, who are these people? Is it the BJP? Or
No, it is not the BJP. It has got nothing to do with BJP. It is the local people.
So, what are the BJP's views on getting more?
The BJP is always supporting the industries, but it should not be in the industries which are not polluting. Non-polluting industries, say IT, or other things where the pollution is not there, that sort of industries, BJP is always encouraging.
Okay. So, what if people say this is not good? Or what if people say for some reason some IT company or something is grabbing land or something? What is the party policy?
IT, they had already made some provision for IT park in Donapal, which is underway, and they are going to do it. Some companies have already set up their thing, like some pharma companies are already there, like Cipla they have got, Titan is there. There are companies, big companies are already there. One of the company which was there earlier, Zuari Agrochemical, it is still there.
So, okay, so what about, so how important do you think the issue of Muslims is to the BJP at the moment? I mean, because the image is that the BJP is not very sympathetic to the minority.
No, it is a wrong perception. It is wrong perception. It is spread by the Congress, I would say, because the Congress has been always appeasing these minorities, because they are not educated, so they can drive them anyway, and they can make the electoral use of it. So they have been doing all these times. So it is understood. There are more than 25 crores of Muslims. They cannot go out. Even in the Pakistan, there are less Muslims than whatever are there in India. So they have to stay here. But nobody is objecting for their staying. The people are objecting for their activities. Like Simi, it is banned. Jamaat-e-Islami, All those things people are objecting for the activities. People are not objecting for the people staying there. Peacefully anybody can stay anywhere.
So what do you think about the British principle of secularism in the constitution, that politics and religion should be separate?
Definitely it should be separate.
Okay, but that's not how some factions of the Sangh Parivar.
No. See, Congress has been always pseudo-secular. They were never secular. They were pseudo-secular. They were showing as secular, but they were not secular.
Yes.
They were all the policies were siphoning of the money. The Congress was very good initially. All these people who are in BJP also, they were part of it sometime. But after some time, that another culture started. Whereas they combined with the industrialists and they started looting the nation, which was still going on.
So you think Congress is supporting some kind of crony capitalism, like they want
Yes.
lot of industries to be concentrated in few hands?
Yes.
In that.
Very much. And you see now the industries are there. There are some public sector industries are there. They are on the verge of closing, some of them. HMT, on the verge of closing. Why it happens so? Because they siphon out all the money. Why the public sector which is run by the government is always sick? Why it is so? Because the politician control that. They siphon off all the money from there.
Yes.
So industry becomes sick.
Yes.
Because it is a state-run industry, nobody is pinpointed who has done this.
So on the issue of globalization, do you think there are any disagreements between Congress and BJP?
No. Globalization, okay. BJP is also supporting the globalization. But to what extent? BJP has got a different policy. They are inviting people, come set up an industry here, give us the technology, participate in that. They are not importing the thing. They don't want to import the thing. They want to import the technology.
So BJP wants to import the technology and Congress wants to import
Yes.
the industry, but they also want to import.
Yes. Now you see, the companies like pharma companies, some of them had a very little capital, say 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. They have grown enormously to such an extent, and where is those money gone? In the foreign hands. They have siphoned off all the money. Those companies are very big today. But where the money has gone? They have taken the money abroad. So the money which is generated here should remain in India. No?
Yes. So Congress is siphoning out money through industrialization and then for siphoning it out, which is beyond doubt. I mean, true. I mean, we know that the Gandhi family has siphoned out $2 billion, whatever, billions of dollars to Swiss bank accounts. The Bofors scandal, Moraji, so many Congress politicians have effectively given, then there's latest Raja to these kinds of effect. I mean, at least in the public.
We cannot name a few.
Right.
Almost everybody in that culture was involved in that.
Yes.
One way or the other, they were involved in that.
So, but with regard to, so I agree with this, but with regard to say information technology, what the Congress Gandhian bureaucrat Sam Pitroda, Devang Mehta did for information technology, it began in Rajiv Gandhi's time, continued later. Do you think that is a successful Congress?
Those which has been done with the idea of masses in mind, those are successful. And the successive governments are running that. They are not stopping that. They are not closing those schemes. They are running it. Now running that effectively is a question. The schemes were very good. Scheme is always good, provided it should be effectively implemented.
Yes. So what do you think about Congress policies which BJP has continued. I mean, this is generic for both parties about information technology and globalization. Do you think these policies benefit the nation or everybody in the nation?
See, I will tell you, no government stops the policy which is running, no government stops that work. It is not that the one road is started and the next government will come and they will say, no, we will have a different road, we will stop it. No. That will go on. The work is done 60%, 70%, 40%. That will continue. But they have got new ideas which they implement. They see, oh, what was the shortfall in the last project? What should be now?
So, a related question. So, mining in Goa, mining is banned now, or has it been revoked? Which government? Was it the BJP government that brought about the ban?
No, see, the mining was going on. It was the Portuguese had given the lease for the mining,
Yes.
and those leases were continued. At one point of time, they had to renew the leases. So they have not renewed the leases because you require environmental clearance, all those, and there was a lot of illegal mining was there with the patronage of the local leaders, local and central leaders. So everywhere that mining was there, the ecology was destroyed, the rivers were polluted, everything was. So they had to stop at one point of time. So BJP raised a very valid question for that. And it was that Jayanti Natarajan of Congress. She stopped by one order. She had to stop. She was compelled to stop.
So the BJP compelled her to.
It was instrumental because they had raised very legitimate questions. Their questions, the inquiries were very legitimate.
But this is the party line of the BJP that if mining or any kind of industry is environmentally damaging or creates lots of controversial debates, then it should be.
Of course, it will be everybody's opinion. Let it be any party, let it be any local party or other party, they will have the same opinion. If the environment is destroyed and all those repercussions are there, then that thing has to be stopped. Now they have issued new licenses for the mining. 13 companies and another 16 companies are given the licenses. They have renewed the mining this thing, lease for that. But they have to adhere to the certain norms, that environmental clearance, buffer zone, all those things they have to see, that regulation has to be there, Without the regulation, if they are doing mining, it is polluting everything, drinking water, everything.
So again, now a different question about history. So Congress historians have basically supported the British view of history, which is that certain tribe of people from Central Asia, the Aryans, came and invaded India and then settled here. But some BJP historians have challenged that. They say that India was a Hindu country and the Hindus were always here. Nobody migrated from anywhere. So what are your views on that?
No, in history it is given that the Aryans migrated from the Indus Valley.
Yes.
We don't know what is true.
Okay. So, but do you think that Hindus have always been in India, that India was effectively a Hindu country all the way back?
No, nobody can say that now. See, the history is, the history is written by the people. If the king is there, king wants like this. So that time historian will write like that only. Like it is written like Aurangzeb was a very good king.
True.
Whereas he killed so many people. If nobody was accepting Islam, he used to kill them.
True.
No, people say it is written there. No, in the history it is written that he was a very good king. He was spending the money he used to earn.
Yes. So
that may be partially true. But that does not mean that the other things are true. So historians were writing what the king told them to write.
So, okay, another question. What do you think of westernization of India? I mean, there are so many pubs these days, and people go and drink and dance, and women wear western clothes. And is that a good thing or bad thing or okay thing?
It depends on the person to person. How much you have to adopt that and how much you can tolerate that from person to person.
So you think that if somebody tries to beat up people in a club or ban a club, then that is bad, that is wrong. People should have the freedom to.
Yes, you should have freedom.
So I mean, so this moral policing.
You are talking about Mutalika, I think.
Yes.
That is, nobody will say anywhere, right? In Goa, they have not allowed you to enter Goa.
करूँ?
Okay. Yeah.
Close तो करो.
Let's close the discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you.